Good morning guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars. Today we have another guitar hunting episode for you. So we're going to make the trip to Stevenage here in the UK to check out Coda music, and it's going to go something a little like this. So without further ado, let's get straight into this Squealing Pig Guitars vlog. But of course, before I get travelling, I have to have a coffee, so let's make one and then get on the road. So as I stir this coffee, you might be asking why Coda music? And the big reason we're going to Coda music today is because they stock just such a wide range of guitars. They have the usual stuff like Gibson Custom Shop, Fender Custom Shop, but they also have Collins, they have Castedosa, they have so many kind of unique boutique brands. So I'm so excited to check them out today. So as I mentioned, it's a shop I've never gone to personally, so I'm so excited today. But I'm caffeinated, I've had some food, so let's get the train to Stevenage. So I arrived at the train station and then I hopped on a train to Stevenage. It took about 2 hours in total to get there, and then I stumbled through the town centre and arrived at Coda Music.
Oh yeah.
So guys, I've just arrived at Coda Music and I have to say it's quite overwhelming. They have some really cool guitars in stock, so let's have a little look. So of course I'm starting off in the Gibson corner, or the Gibson floor I should say. These are all kind of, more solid body set neck guitars, but there is some other stuff like Maybach down here, which is a German brand, very nice. Up on the wall down here we have some Gretsch, PRS, Sterling by Music Man, some really cool stuff up here. There's such a wide range of made-to-measure Gibsons here, and a lot of these Les Pauls have hand-picked tops. This war's definitely caught my eye. These are some made-to-measure 335s, especially this olive drab one is absolutely stunning, coming with a Bigsby. Got this very unique colour as well here. And this one, I've never seen a Silver Burst 335 before. I believe this is, well, I'm not sure if it's exactly, but it looks a little bit like the BB King Live at the Regal one. Now this one is a bit of me. This is a custom shop made-to-measure 64 ES335 with Bigsby and a Silver Burst finish. You don't see these all the time. This really reminds me of the BB King Live at the Regal kind of recreation they made. Very similar. I don't think that was a Silver Burst though, but it had a very similar colour. So let's plug it into the clean amp first and see how she sounds. So we're going to be using two amps today. We've got the Victory MKO drive, which I've never had the pleasure of playing, but it seems to do pretty much everything, very high gain with the matching cabinet. And then we have this little clean amp down here, which is the Skylark. So guitar number one definitely didn't disappoint. This is a made-to-measure 64 ES335 and Silver Burst with a factory Bigsby. This is a very expensive made-to-measure, coming in at £6,799. For today's episode, I'm using the Skylark for this tone. I put the volume all the way up and put the attenuation down, and it's obviously got this lovely kind of spring reverb sound, and I was really enjoying how this guitar played. The main thing I noticed about this guitar was how big the neck was. It felt like a 58 neck profile, even though it's obviously a 64 spec guitar, so I assume that's some sort of made-to-measure kind of wizardry going on there, but the neck was so nice to play. The Silver Burst finish was a nice high gloss. There was no kind of aging on this guitar. Of course, we have the 24.75 inch scale length, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard. We have the typical 22 frets, obviously maple construction on this one. You know how a 335 is built at this point. Of course, I'll leave all the links to the Coda Music website down below. But let's move on to guitar number two. Yeah, awesome guitar. Obviously, it's a 64 ES335, so I'm going to love this one. But I really like the neck size. It's a really thick neck, so if you're into thick neck 335s, but you want the 64 aesthetic, you can't go wrong with this one. Wow, wasn't that ES335 just so amazing? But the hunt has to continue, so let's pick out something else. I stumbled across the Castedosa wall, and they had so many different models that I haven't tried, and this red one really stood out to me. So I picked it up and had a go on it. So this guitar I definitely fell in love with a little a bit. This is the first time trying a standard scale length Castedosa, and I wasn't disappointed at all. If you don't know about Castedosa, basically they're a brand built by a former master builder of the Fender Custom Shop, and obviously they have a lot of Fender DNA in them, but they're very unique guitars. This one is obviously taking inspiration from a thin line Telecaster, and in my opinion it really elevates that design. In terms of the construction of this guitar, we have a pine body, we've got a quarter-sawn roasted maple neck with a medium V profile and a 12-inch fretboard radius. Medium jumbo frets and hand-wound Castedosa TS humbuckers. It also comes with the Mastery bridge and tremolo, which, as you can hear by the rockabilly riffs I was playing at the start, it stayed in tune so well. For me, I love how this guitar kind of marries that old vintage Fender look with a few kind of modern, almost European kind of design elements. I love the headstock, it looks almost like a shoe. I love the fretboard inlays, the kind of old kind of dials. It's kind of got a Novo Guitars vibe. But yeah, I just really dig these Castedosas. We'll have to get one in at Squealing Pig at some point. But yeah, that was the Castedosa Mariana. This is an absolute pleasure to play. The neck is stunning on it. If you look at that kind of tobacco sunburst finish, but it's just such a nice neck profile. Feels like a really resonant thin line Tele, but with a really cool jazz style bridge. So I was very impressed by that Castedosa. It really did play amazing. I just can't believe how well it stayed in tune. And then one of the guys brought in a pretty special amplifier for me to try. So we just plugged in the Soldano amplifier, and this is my first time ever playing a Soldano. As you can see, it's just down there. And we have a pretty nice Les Paul to play this through.
You've got your normal, which is your gain for your clean and crunch channel.
Yeah.
And your overdrive channel, which is accessible by the switch.
Nice one.
And separate volumes. Enjoy.
It's a beautiful looking amp. That is such a good sound. This is hands down one of the best overdriven amps I've ever heard. It's like a hot rodded Marshall. It sounds incredible. For those interested, this was a made-to-measure 59 Les Paul with a lovely hand-picked top and Carmelita neck carve. This is probably one of the nicest Les Pauls I've ever seen. Such an even top and lovely shoulder burst. That Soldano sounds ace. But the hunt shall continue, so let's have a look for another guitar. So this is a guitar brand I've not actually seen. This is called the Frank Brothers Sonar, and it's got a Bigsby faded charcoal frost. And they're very interesting looking guitars. They have that kind of Martin style kind of volute on the back of the neck, but it's covered in check-in, looks really cool. A bit of a Novo guitar vibe, so let's plug it in, see what it sounds like. I had this interesting guitar tuned to Dad Gad for some fingerstyle stuff, and basically from what I can see on the website, the Frank Brothers Guitar Company was started in 2014 by three brothers, and basically they've been creating these guitars for the last 11 years. In love with that tone. The P90 pickups sounded incredible and the Bigsby was very smooth. But yeah, awesome guitar. First time trying a Frank Brothers guitar. But I think it's time for another Les Paul now. Wow, that is so cool. This is a 1956 Les Paul Standard Murphy Lab, but with one of the most sublime flame tops I've ever seen. I hope the light's doing it justice. Absolutely incredible. It's got a nice thick neck on it as well. So, better plug it in. Time for another cool guitar. I've got a Fender Custom Shop, Andy Hicks. This is a Butterscotch Blonde 53 Tele. It looks amazing. It's got that kind of PAF and the neck look. This is really inspiring me to play some Marcus kick. That guitar just oozed vibe. I really enjoyed playing that one. You can see to the left of this Tele there's another Masterbuilt that I picked up. This is an Austin Macnutt one. So let's hear it. Coda Music actually have two stores. This is their electric store, which I've been playing about in for a while. So we're going to go and visit the acoustic one now. So after a very short walk, I arrived at the Acoustic Shop. So let's have a little look around. So now I'm here in the Acoustic Shop and they have everything. We've got Gibson, Taylors, Loudon, Atkin guitars, which I've never seen before. So we better pick a few up and have a little strum. So I was immediately attracted to the Atkin one, mainly because I've never played them before, but I thought they looked quite unique. So we'll definitely have to pick one of them up. I really like the look of that one. Really reminds me of like a Gibson there. Or maybe that one there. That's very Martin-like. Of course, we have the classic Martins down here, which are always my go-to of an acoustic. That one's looking particularly nice, the OM28. But yeah, got some Gibson down here. Little SJ200. Hummingbird. That one's looking very nice. J185. Don't see them too often. For those wondering, that was the Atkin 00037. It's got a torrefied Sicker spruce top, Indian rosewood back and sides, and it's an absolutely beautiful guitar. It really reminded me of my OMJM, just with a bit of a bigger body size, but these guitars play the dream. This was a very special guitar. This just immediately had so much more bass and obviously a deeper body, a lot thicker of a neck. And this is a 1939 J55 in faded vintage sunburst, and of course it's a Gibson. I really like the kind of zebra pickguard they have on these. The aesthetics are on point and it sounded incredible. It filled the room so well. I had such a good time in this acoustic shop. I really just lost track of time, and this is why everyone should go and visit their local shop. It's such an amazing experience just getting lost in a new guitar, playing acoustics or electrical, whatever that may be. So make sure to go and support your local shops. It's amazing to be able to play the guitar before you buy it, and it's such an important part of learning the guitar and obviously the music industry. Obviously lots of shops at the moment are unfortunately closing down, so make sure to go and support your local shop, even if that's just playing and buying a pack of strings. It goes a long way. But yeah, I had an amazing time at Coda Music. This was the last guitar, so we better wrap it up and head back to Nottingham. So guys, that is the end of this Squealing Pig Guitars vlog. I really hope you've enjoyed it today. Let me know in the comment section below which was your favourite guitar that I've played in today's episode. As always, a big thank you to Coda Music for allowing us to film in their store. It was a lot of fun today. But that is the end of this vlog, guys. If you enjoy these vlogs, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe. YouTube tells us that 68% of you guys are subscribed to the channel, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a future upload. But thank you so much for tuning into this SPG vlog, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon. So at the end of the video, I thought I'd just do some additional tones for you guys that want to hear these guitars in a little bit more detail. So each guitar is going to play for a couple of minutes. I hope you enjoy, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. this guitar. It has an incredible neck shape, quite a nice like V to it. Obviously got that nice kind of maple with the checking there, but it was a very easy guitar to play. Felt very at home on it. I'm not too sure what the scale length is, but it dealt with the DAD tuning really nicely. So yeah, that's a Frank Brothers guitar, first time.